Have you ever wondered about the mind of Christ? Growing up, how did Jesus feel about being from such a small town like Nazareth? How did he process the rumors that he was born illegitimately? And how did he come to terms with the reality that he really was the Son of God? When he began his ministry, what were his thoughts right before he preached the Sermon on the Mount? Or what did he think about when the multitudes came out to be healed? And what was going through his mind when he would retreat to the mountains to pray? Then, toward the end of his ministry, how did he feel about the religious elite who continually attacked his character? How did he handle being betrayed by his friends and the people that he loved the most? And what thoughts might have been racing through his mind as he walked to the cross? What was in the mind of Christ? Well, I think at least part of the answer is in Philippians 2. And what we find there is not only that we can know the mind of Christ, but Paul says we can have the mind of Christ ourselves. We can think like he thought. We can perceive the world through his same eyes. We can share his perspective on this life. Paul says, have this mind in yourselves, which was also in Christ Jesus. Now, to some, that idea of conforming to the mind of Christ is the very thing that pushes them away from Christianity, the restrictive, conformative thinking. But maybe it helps to think about it like this. One of the most liberating things about the Christian life is that we don't have to bear the weight of always trying to guess what we're supposed to do, say, or think in any given situation. When we embrace the mind of Christ, we have a stable perspective through which we can approach our lives as a whole and every situation in it. A perspective where nothing is done out of selfishness or conceit, but where others' needs and interests are truly seen as more important than your own. A perspective where power and pridefulness lose all attraction, but where emptying yourself as a servant is seen as beautiful. A perspective where the value of a life is determined not by how much is taken, but by how much is given away. Even if that means giving away our lives, even if that means, like Jesus, giving away our lives on a cross. That's the mind of Christ. And just imagine the meaning your life would have and how amazing our world would be if that were really the mind that we all embraced. And so, have this mind in yourselves, which was also in Christ Jesus.